Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jerry with 3DHP. We've got resin right after this. Hey, welcome back. Reprapper just sent me out 2,000 gram bottles of their clear green resin and their clear yellow. I've never tried clear, but I have tried their resin before. It prints. I've had no problems with it, no fails whatsoever. So I figured, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and send me a couple bottles. I can throw up a video on it. And my models I'm going to be working with today are from Wicked. They've got 3 amazing Patreons. They got lots of cool stuff over on Gumroad, which I'll show you. But let's go over to the Resin Lab. We'll get some resin in my Anycubic Photon Mono X and do some time lapses, do some cool prints. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Over on Amazon here in the USA, here's Reprapper 201 3D printing 405 resin, 1,000 gram bottles. And today I'm going to be working with their clear yellow and their clear green. But as you can see, they have many different colors here. Yeah, they got a lot of resin. I've used it before in the past. I've done videos in the past. It prints amazingly well. I've had 0 issues with it whatsoever. And I'm not saying that just because I got it free. If I didn't like the resin, which has happened with some companies, I won't use it because failures suck and you got to restart prints, etc., etc. But yeah, it's amazing resin. Here they are. It's really a bright yellow there, as you're going to see in a minute when I go to dump it in my vat. But yeah, it's really, really, really bright yellow. Amazing stuff. Great. It comes in a nice container. It's got a child-proof seal on it. It has a separate rubber ring that you pull out once you get the cap off. That way there will be no spillage of any kind. Comes with a pair of gloves with each bottle. And then here's your green here. So what we got here on some pictures. But I use Cheetah Box Pro as my slicer of choice. And it's just great stuff. It's really cool. And here's your main company website at reprapper.com. And products, they've got tons of filament. They've got resin. They've got 3D pens. They come out with a 3D printer. There's just a lot going on here on their site. But there's tons of filament. And, oh, wow. Look, there's me. I didn't know that was there. Anyway, that's cool. So... oh, wow. Very cool. I had no idea they had me on their website. Oh, that's neat. Thanks, guys. And today we're going to be printing some really cool stuff from Wicked. And Wicked has 3 amazing Patreons, and they got stuff over in Gumroad. And here's their Patreon for their Star Wars. You got 3 tiers, $7, $10, and $15. And that's for their Star Wars Patreon. And here's one called... B3D Zert. So I'm thinking it's Berserk Studios. Same type of tiers with many different models. You can go through. It shows you different samples of different things. And their 3rd Patreon for Wicked. You know, they got an amazing Facebook group. They're great people. They got awesome work. I've done quite a few of their models in the past. And then, like I said, then here's their Star Wars Patreon. You know, it's just amazing. Actually, this is over here on Gumroad. And the Gumroad. And I'm going to be doing the Obi-Wan lightsaber today. And I'll be doing the Anakin lightsaber. And then these bookends where it's Anakin on one side / Darth Vader. I'm going to be doing that also. And I'll be doing them in yellow and green resin. And then I'll be printing out the bases in FDM on my Hypercube with some ZYLTECH Army Green PLA that I have. And yeah, they got a lot of amazing stuff here. Just kind of go through these pages over here on Gumroad. But yeah, they've got some amazing models, amazing designers. They're awesome. And the page takes a second to load. So back on the Star Wars page, you'd have to give it a second. Sometimes it's kind of slow. It takes a minute to load. But yeah, they've just got really, really amazing work. And on my live stream last week, Jerry 3DHP over on Twitch, I had given away a few of his models. I had permission to. And I have permission to do that in the future, so occasionally on my live stream I'll be giving away STLs. But just amazing work here. And it's like they just keep going and going, but yeah, awesome stuff here. And like I say, it'll take a little bit to go through all these, but there'll be links below in the description to everything that you're seeing here, where you can find everything, links to everything. But I really recommend joining one of his different Patreons at a different, whichever tier. That way you're always on top of all of new stuff coming out. Amazing models. And then if you wish not to join the Patreon, there's one particular model you might be looking for. You can check them out over on Gumroad, and there'll be links down below for that. And the Reprapper resin, I'll have links to an affiliate link over on Amazon where you can pick that up in the USA. And it's going through here on its third page over on Gumroad from Wicked. It's, like I say, tons and tons of amazing stuff. Awesome designer. All the models, they come pre-supported, whether it be, for resin printing, they come pre-supported. You can get them unsupported. They come in pieces. They come in one piece, depending on what model you're getting. There's different options. It's like the lightsabers today I'm printing. They have them in one piece, but I'm going to be printing them in 3 different pieces on my resin printer so that they'll fit. The base also comes where you can cut it up and print it in resin or FDM in pieces or in one piece. So there's a lot of different options there, so how you can print it. And remember, when you're working with resin, always wear your gloves, always wear safety glasses. Resin does have an odor. Some resins are worse than others, so always be in a well-ventilated area at all times, guys. And, I have a big Winix air purifier sits on the floor that I run, and it's in my Resin Lab, that I call it. It's outside of my main hobby room, and I keep it turned on, and it helps to get rid of a lot of the odor that I might have from different resins, and some are worse than others. But anyway, let's jump over in the Resin Lab and let's get going. And we'll go up to the max fill line. Well, that's pretty. Yeah, very nice. I can smell it. It's not too strong, but I definitely smell it. I'll turn on my air purifier on high here behind me. Get my camera set up so we can time lapse this, and we'll get her going. Alrighty, here we go with the yellow. Let's check this out. Oh wow, that's pretty. Very bright. And we went up to the max fill line, that'll be good. Oh, that's real pretty color. Okay, and here we are, guys. We're all done, and yeah, the prints came out amazing. Really, really cool. Let's check out this Anakin lightsaber. I'll give you close-ups here in a minute and show you this, but yeah, it was printed in 3 pieces, this one, the center section, and I glued them together. And I don't know if I'm going to paint these or not. Now, if I paint them, of course, you have to prime models before you paint. But yeah, that looks really cool. And there is trick photography, which I don't know how to do it in DaVinci Resolve, where I can like make a beam come up. But I mean, it takes a long time to learn how to make that. But that looks really cool, really amazing. Came out great. Like I say, I'll have close-ups. And then on the base, I printed that on my Hypercube Evolution. It's a Core XY printer. It's 400 by 400 by 500. This is Army Green PLA from ZYLTECH here down in Texas. And there's a few tiny little potholes in the top. I guess I should add a few more layers, but if I choose to paint this, I'll putty over those little areas, which I'll show you close up here in a minute, and then I can paint it. But that came out amazingly well. It's a very nice stand for this. And then over here on the Obi-Wan lightsaber, look at this. This is amazing. Now, one thing about working with resins that are fairly clear, my wash and cure station that I have IPA in, when I use that, it's got a lot of old resin in it from other prints that I've done in gray and a little bit of debris. And yes, I change it occasionally, but when I washed out the model really well, some of that debris got inside the model and I couldn't get it out completely. So there's a few specks here and there that looks like it's like gray. So if you print with a clear resin of any type or any colored resin, which you can translucent, be sure you have really clean resin. You know, without any other debris in it. That way you can properly flush out your model. I could have went and bought some alcohol strictly for this and flushed it, but I didn't do that. I cleaned it out the best that I could, and then I took them out in the garage. I have an air compressor, and I always take my models that are hollowed, and I always blow them out really good. I completely dry them out 100% before I even consider curing them. And then once they're cured in my wash and cure, I have a UV light. I'll occasionally, whenever I remember to, most of the time, I put a UV light inside. It has a little battery and a UV light and it helps to cure the inside better. But as long as you dry them out 100% before you cure them, you should be good to go. And then if it's too big for your UV wash and cure station, take them outside, put them in the sun for like 10 minutes, roll them around to different sides, they'll completely cure better. And then the stand for the Obi-Wan came out amazing. And then I thought, you know what? Let's do some bookends. So Wicked had these bookends of Darth Vader and Anakin. Not that I have any books to put them on, but they're really cool. One is done in green. Now, yes, you can see the supports inside of them. When you resin print models, they do require internal supports depending on the shape of the model. If you make your drain holes big enough, you could probably bust a lot of them out and pull them out with tweezers. I'm not going to do that. These will probably get primed and painted, but they came out really good. You'll get to see some close-ups here in a minute. But these are amazing models. They came out good. The only thing I did wrong on the 2 halves, this piece down here in the bottom on both of them is separate. And I put them in the slicer, and I was going to print one at a time for depending on the color I was using of resin. I printed 2 of the same thing by mistake. I accidentally made 2 in yellow, and I had the wrong half for Anakin. So I went back and I did that after the fact, and I reprinted the one part. And I've got it glued on. And whenever I glue any of my models, whether it's resin or FDM, I use 2P10 and 2B10, which is a super glue with a spray activator. You can use this on wood trim. There's like a million purposes you can use this for, and that's a big bottle of basically super glue and a big bottle of spray activator. I get this over on Amazon. Of course, I'll have links below in the description. And these are just a few little extra tips that I like to tell people. Always wear your gloves and glasses. Sometimes resin, you get on your hand, you wipe it off. Be sure you use soap and water immediately. Clean it very well, but try to always wear safety glasses so something doesn't ever get splashed in your eye. Stay in a well-ventilated area. But you know, like I said, they came out great. I have a little bit of each resin left over. There's not much left over. There's, I don't know, just a little tiny bit left in this bottle. I've got a little bit still in the resin printer that I need to clean out, and I'm probably going to blend them. At some point, I'll probably put the yellow and green together and see how high it comes up in the vat, and then I can make something else that'll be a blended model. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, please like, subscribe, share the video. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my numbers up. I've been doing this for years on YouTube, and I'm slowly growing. I mean, I'm like barely growing. Why? I don't know. I'm not sure why my channel isn't bigger than it is. I do my best, and I used to have hangouts all the time on YouTube. I've currently moved them over to Twitch. I've been on Twitch now for about 6 months. Jerry 3DHP is my channel over on Twitch. Please come over, give me a follow, consider subscribing. I do hangouts every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, and whenever I get time, I'll try to stream more, do solo, and talk about different projects I'm working on. But until next time, you have an awesome day. Later.